It doesn't say live yet. There it is.
Welcome to the Undrafted Uncensored cast of Pod. Hosted by Nick Archuleta. Mosted by Collin Zanker.
Not today.
And last, but certainly is least, Joseph Goodwin.
That part's still true.
Welcome in, everyone, to the Undrafted Uncensored, where I just proved Collin doesn't know what he's doing because the intro music didn't play twice.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh.
And also, you know, if you're going to get in a fight with Cam Newton, you probably should bring a gang of guys to do that. I didn't hear about this until yesterday.
Oh, I didn't hear this at all. What happened?
So apparently Cam was at some 7-on-7 like youth football game.
I did hear about this. Okay,
and ended up getting in a fight, and he ended up getting jumped basically. Like I've seen the size of Cam Newton. Cam Newton is a large human being.
Yeah.
I would bring a slew of guys with me as well.
Yeah, that's how you do it. You know, there's strength in numbers. You know, Cam Newton's like 3 people.
Yeah.
You know, and CTE that gives you an extra boost of strength. I feel like.
Yes. Yes.
I remember. I don't know what started it, but I remember when I saw it being like, what did he say to someone's mom or wife? Because we know that Cam Newton is a known misogynist. So I was thinking he must have called somebody a bitch or told a female to, know her place or something offensive like that. I don't know if that happened or not, but
yeah, I started reading the story and it was on I think it was my Twitter feed, and I had to put my phone down for a second. Of course, I went back and I couldn't find it, and by then 4 squirrels had run across my yard, and
squirrel,
the sky lit up. It was weird, and I forgot about it till this morning again.
It's weird. The sky, it got bright.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah, I don't understand.
I'm like, what the hell?
Does that happen everywhere?
I don't know. How much snow did you get, by the way?
Yeah. Good. Over a foot. I don't know if it was 2. I didn't measure it or anything, but it was fucking piled up on my truck.
I was going to ask you, were you able to get your truck out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 4-wheel drive.
Yes.
I got no issues. The issue was I tweaked the fuck out of my neck. I was not able to fully lay down the past few nights because I could not lean my head back because it hurt that bad. So I had to lay on my side, and so I took the truck out to go grocery shopping the day after the big snowstorm. I don't know what the fuck I did. Just pushing snow off, I guess, or whatever. But dude, I retweaked it and ruined it again. That day, I just could not. I could barely move. It was rough. Like yesterday, I called in to work at Starbucks, but I still went to the fan. And then shout outs to our boy Collin Zanker, even though he has no internet right now. He had 2 Aleve left in his backpack in his little bottle, and he's like, "Here, you want Tylenol or Aleve?" And I'm like, "Well, we have Tylenol." So I don't know what the fuck is in Aleve, but please sponsor us. That shit's great. I don't feel totally better, but I feel so much better.
Yeah, Aleve is a very I've had to take that before myself.
Yeah, it was very.
And it does alleviate the problem.
Thank you. We're on the same page.
Oh man, how could we not? Oh man, speaking of the same page, I'm gonna throw this out at you.
Okay.
And
wait, hold on. What page?
No, 2 more. 1 more. There you go. So the second unit for the Nuggets is really beginning to impress. I mean, the last couple games have been against some lesser opponents, especially last night.
What? The San Antonio Spurs?
Yeah, the 2-48 San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, God. I know they're not that bad, but they're not that good.
No, they're not that good either. I mean, but, to be able to – I mean, Wemby still did what Wemby was going to do, but these games are the ones where this unit starts to build more confidence so that come playoffs, when it becomes their time to get into that game, they know they can do it. And, I mean, with that, because of them – the Nuggets have really backed into that first place spot, casually. They just kind of, doing drive, doing $180. And the next thing you know, they're like, up, J turn. And starting at first.
on the interstate doing 180.
There you go.
But yeah, no, they kind of did. Like Jokic's message to the team really seemed to hit home. Like, because Malone has never cared about seeding in his entirety of being here on this team. Like, he's never cared about, we need to get this for whatever reason. He does care about matchups, which I used to not like years ago because it felt kind of Bush League. I was like, I don't want to avoid playing somebody and try to play somebody else. I want to feel like I can beat anybody.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt the past couple of years with these Nuggets. Obviously, last year, we did beat everybody. So I think they can do that again. And I think that even though Malone doesn't want to push the envelope and really get anybody in danger of injury issues, Jokic wants to win. Like what he said, oh, hey, there he is. So I guess the internet does work.
Hey, why don't you join the show there?
Yeah, just do it on your phone. I'm sure he's on his phone.
Jerk.
It'll be all
I'll show you something stupid about the Broncos.
Yeah. I'll show you something stupid. We know, Collin. You're gonna roast us all now because it's more fun.
Oh, don't worry. Right now.
It's really cool to see Jokic. I saw in the interview that he did with Michael Porter Jr. on his podcast, Curious Mike. And he's like, I'm now addicted to winning. Like, we all figured Jokic wasn't going to be that long time of an NBA player, but like, he really wants to be one of the greats. Like he said, he's addicted to winning. He's got that mentality, and I don't think it's going to stop. I think he's going to try to win every little thing that they can, and he's not going to be okay with anything less. He hasn't quite gotten to that level of Kobe or Michael with that thought process, but like the fact that he's even going down that path makes me so happy. Awesome.
Have fun at work, Collin. We're going to sit here and have fun without you. No stupid Collin tanks today.
Yeah. That's stupid.
Right? I'm going to get back to work.
I have a job. Yeah, I have to work later too.
I don't have to work tomorrow.
Nice. Yeah, who the fuck works on a Saturday? Oh,
right?
I
Isn't
do.
that the Lord's Day? Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't roll on Shabbos.
I don't know. I like how it's quiet. It's casual. It's what we expect. We're happy with the product because the Nuggets are in first. You want to take one of those first three spots, obviously. Yep. First is clearly the prime one you want because you want that home court throughout.
To quote the great Ricky Bobby's dad,
jeez.
You're not first, you're last.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Yeah. Ricky, I was high when I said that.
Second place is the first loser.
That's it. But I was kind of happy with being a little bit lower in the standings. I wasn't super concerned with that number one seed because I kind of liked the idea of coming in at like 2, 3, or 4 and just not giving a shit and just beating everybody anyway. Like the seeding really doesn't matter. We are going to win. But I also like, fuck it. Why let those guys have a chance? We know we're the best team in the NBA, or at least in the Western Conference. So let's just have the record to show it and make everybody else beat us,
Yeah. Yeah. And just show the domination that they had last year. I mean, the Celtics are up 5 games over the Nuggets right now. Yeah, they're 52-14.
The Celtics are going to be the number 1 overall regular season winner, I feel like.
But that's okay.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. I don't see the Nuggets surpassing them, and that I think is too far. I think that's trying too hard, pushing your starters too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Unless your bench is kicking ass and you can sit your guys for a while. Like Zeke Naji has been playing pretty damn well.
Zeke got the chain last night.
Dude, yeah, Zeke, like, I'm not going to put him in the playoff rotation yet, but, like, he is playing a solid role on this team. He has done way better than I possibly expected him to do at the beginning of the season and then throughout. Like, dude, Zeke has been not a revelation, but a revelation compared to what the fuck he was doing before.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he was just a running joke for a while, and now, he looks like a decent NBA player. He looks like a dude.
Yeah, that's a dude. That's a guy you can have on your team.
Yeah.
That's a glue guy. You know, that's someone that the players seem to like because they're not pushing him out like Bones.
No.
And the players did like Bones. It was just mostly just Jamal that him and Bones didn't get along with. But like Bones came and did Porter's podcast when the Clippers were in town. So there's an episode of Curious Mike recently with him and Bones hanging out. I need to watch it.
Well, I think there might be just kind of a youth connection there too. You know, they're both young guys. They're both one of them's a star in the NBA. The other is a player.
Yeah, for sure.
A body.
And I feel like Porter, he's barely a star because he's on the championship team. He's one of those guys that like basketball heads know, but a lot of like regular people aren't super familiar with the exploits of Michael Porter Jr.
Yeah.
But it's also just a fraternity. Like those guys, they do get along pretty well. Like there was no animosity towards Bones. Because he did get his ring, right?
Bones?
Yeah, did he get a ring or did he not?
No, he did not.
He did not. That's funny. I don't care one way or the other. But they were still like, nobody was mad at him or anything. Nobody really cared that much. Like, it just wasn't a fit for the team. And I think that shows the maturity of this team even more, that Porter and Bones can still be friends. And Bones was a problem for the team mentality. And he can understand that and hopefully learn from it and, you know, become a better person for it. Just hopefully not with the Clippers. Go somewhere else. Fuck the Clippers, you know?
Is he still with the Clippers?
Yeah, he's playing more because with Westbrook's broken hand, Bones.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I think he'll come back, Westbrook, for the playoffs at some point. But Bones might get, and Bones played well in the playoffs his rookie year. He hit some threes and got the Nuggets pretty fired up. It's just we're playing the Warriors and there was nothing that we could do.
Yeah.
So maybe he'll kind of get some more stuff going on, get it figured out, because I feel like that was young, dumb rookie Bones Highland, where kind of like with Christian Brown, he didn't know any better, so he just went out there and did stuff.
Yeah.
And it seemed to work out. Where this year, you know, Christian Brown's being more methodical and kind of cerebral about it, and it seems to have slowed him down and made him kind of second guess to an extent. So it's really nice to see that not happen. He put up 13 points?
Yeah, he looked really good last night. You could see like the old CB too, where he's making reads too as he's going up for shots, and you know, if he notices something, there were a couple passes that were, you know, kind of inappropriate, but it is what it is. You know, it could be worse.
You should be ashamed of yourself. That was inappropriate.
I mean, you had the shot. Just take the shot.
Yeah, you didn't have to whip your dick out.
Oh.
Sorry, that was a badly timed joke.
Yeah.
Nick taking a drink.
Right as I took a drink. Okay. Oh man.
But yeah, no, he really played well. And that's been nice to see. That's the thing I've been saying and hoping that he was going to be able to do, is get his head screwed on straight and kind of get it figured out and get back to that same old Christian Brown that was just high energy and a good impact. And it didn't matter too much where the impact came, whether it was points or assists or rebounds or just defense, you know. And so, yeah, we're almost getting right back to that. But I think you're right. I think he is getting smarter and getting better and making those reads. The one thing that I missed from last year that I don't know if I've seen him do this year at all, and it might just be because he has a different haircut, but he's never just like on the court anymore. And I miss that, because that he'd make a shot and then he'd like, you know, get the thing. There he is.
Playing with my meat, fellas. What stupid stuff are you talking about? What has Nick said so far?
Let Russ go.
Is that okay, Chef? We're talking about the Nuggets, Chef.
Yes, Jeff.
Yes, sir. Better than the other chefs.
Thanks, Jeff.
It's going to be a lot of obnoxious back here, guys.
So how is that different from a normal pod?
Yeah. Collin's
we're slammed. We're smoking over here, guys.
What are you making?
Right now, this is a prime rib sandwich.
Ooh. Very nice. We'll expect that after the show. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
appreciate that.
Come on down. We got plenty of it. I only cooked like 50 pounds of it. My podcast that I should be on.
Tell your boss I said hi.
Hi, boss.
He says hi. My boss or my guys say hi.
Hi, boss.
They said hi, boss.
Recent play.
Like a boss.
2 jobs at once. I'm only getting paid for one, but I'm working 2 jobs at once.
See, just upping your skills, Collin. Upping your skills.
I'm
Multitasking.
multitasking.
Now we're talking about Christian Brown and the last. Well, the second unit basically the last couple games really starting to step it up and take over.
Well, I'm going to take full credit for Christian Brown stepping it up. I called him out 3 weeks ago, and told him that he wasn't the same guy, and look at what he's done ever since. The power of the prophet.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
Oh, man.
I'm glad that you echoed the point I did.
You invited me on. You knew what you were going to get.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't invite you at all.
Yeah, you're not invited. You're just kind of there. You're part of the background now.
It's kind of like a friend who's an asshole, but he's our asshole.
The Rockies, just like the Rockies are our assholes.
Yeah, you're my Colorado Rockies.
Well, love you, fellas. I really got to run. We're crazy, but I want to hop on and say what's up. Have a good rest of your show.
Thanks, brother. Talk to you later.
Nuggies, first place Nuggies. Go on my bed.
Don't work too hard, buddy.
Later, brother.
Maybe.
Not awkward unless you make it awkward. There we go.
No, but you should try to make it awkward because it's funnier.
Right? Oh, that was cool.
Well, there we go.
There we go.
That was old Chef Zanker, everybody.
Yeah. Notice how I left the Broncos to the end just in case.
I like it.
Again, I was like, that's usually where we start taking off. So we're gonna put it somewhere where it's manageable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's looking. Oh, I was looking at the schedule before Collin interrupted.
The schedule. We're right on schedule, number one.
All right. They don't have much left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14.
Oh.
15.
Uno.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. Yeah, they got 15 left.
Okay.
Final home game is April 10th. That's against Minnesota. And then
that could have been a good game, but both those teams are so good, it's just going to be a bench clearing game, I feel like.
Yeah. And then their final game, April 14th against Memphis. So
they're terrible, yeah.
We're just a couple weeks away. Speaking of Memphis, did you get the text last night I sent to you about throwing strays at Ja Morant?
No, I don't think I saw. I mean, Ja Morant, he's a common topic of ridicule, which makes me smile.
Well, he's been, to his credit, he's been kind of out of the news a little bit lately. He hasn't done too much gun handling. But, oh my God, dude, I saw this last night. And I was dying. Let's see here. It's going to be about 7 minutes long.
Oh, well, then we don't need.
No, I'm going to find the spot, though.
We can just we can surmise it, too. Because I didn't see it.
Dude, I was dying of laughter. Because, I don't know. It was dismiss, go away. I'm trying to skip forward here. Let's see. Let me see if this is it.
Now I'm just looking at other stuff that was posted into our Instagram, which is lots of fun. Oh, hey, look at that. When the Nuggets did the no pass European or the no dribble European basketball against the Spurs and just constant passes. And then at the very end, Christian lobs it up to, I think it was Watson. That's what I was looking at. That was fun. But Ja Morant, it's not like he deserves strays, because nobody deserves to be talked about that much, but it also kind of just has to be expected. It's Ja. He got himself suspended because he wouldn't stop making Instagram videos with guns like an idiot. Like, if you're a gun aficionado and you're insisting on going out and shooting and teaching gun safety to people, so anything besides just, look at me in the car with this gun that I'm pointing all over the place that, we hope is not loaded, but I don't think he checked the chamber. He's just, so I don't really feel bad for him, but I'm kind of surprised that someone decided to call him out.
It was funny. So to set the background,
yeah,
obviously The Rock everybody knows Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
Who?
He's returned to the WWE. Him and Roman Reigns are going to wrestle Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania, the first of the 2 nights.
Okay.
And so The Rock's been going out, doing the heel Rock thing and talking trash about the city and the people and his opponents and everything. Being the good heel that The Rock is.
Yeah.
So last night, SmackDown was in Memphis. And to start the show off, The Rock came out and, again, did another typical Rock thing where he comes out and he sings a song. And so he's singing a song, talking trash about Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. And then he gets into Memphis. And let's see if I can get this to play right.
An embarrassment, son. Just like John Moran when he's waving a gun. I love you,
John. So The Rock just goes out there and just throws some strays at John Morant, dude, and
I love that though. That's old school Rock. Like that's the Rock that people forgot existed.
Yeah, everybody got so used to the babyface Rock, and you could tell it's hard for them too because they all know that he's not really a heel. So like when he comes out, everybody gets excited because it's The Rock, and it takes a while for the heel Rock to really get under their skin. And I mean, that was a perfect opportunity right there.
Oh, dude, did you see the one? And it might have also just been in our group chat is why I saw it. In Florida, when he goes on the stage and he's like, I think he even said the city, it might have been Orlando or whatever, is the number one, or maybe it was Phoenix. I think it was Phoenix.
Oh, the meth capital of the world?
Yeah. And he's like, this is the most, that capital, the most use of cocaine and methamphetamines in the country, and they all cheer. And he's like, "What the fuck are you, degenerate?" Like, it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was just classic. Like, this is why The Rock got famous in the first place.
Oh yeah,
and that is what I missed from his movies most of the time. Like when he does get to play a villain, it's phenomenal.
Yeah,
and it's some of the best stuff that he does, and we just don't get to see anymore. All we get is that same, look at him, he's stern and he's serious, and there's a building that's falling.
The action movie that turns into a buddy comedy.
Yeah, it's
all next thing you know, Kevin Hart turns the corner.
Oh yeah,
it goes from action movie to comedy real fast.
It's either like the big CGI, look at the big alligator fighting the gorilla, and the skyscraper, or it's him and Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
that's it. It's always Kevin Hart.
Yeah,
I don't know why, and
I mean, they do play well off each other. I'll give you that.
Well, I don't know. I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan.
Really?
He's okay. He does the same shit.
Yeah.
All the time. And it's because I know he can do other stuff. You see like early stuff like him in 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, I like 40-Year-Old Virgin because a lot of those guys, they were all so much newer at the time.
Yeah.
That just the ad-libbing and all the other stuff that they did in that movie was...
Well, nobody makes movies like that anymore.
No.
I mean, even when Judd Apatow makes another movie, it doesn't have that same level. Like the lines that they said in Anchorman, oh my God.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's some of the greatest shit ever. And I guess you can recreate the formula to an extent. I guess it just stopped working. But I don't know. I love movies like that. And I wish that we'd get more improvisation and more and not just Kevin Hart doing the Kevin Hart thing or whatever actor, insert actor that just does the same shit over and over here. Mark Wahlberg. Sometimes the movie's great. It just fits Mark Wahlberg, but he's never not Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis had two characters. It was John McClane and the guy from Sixth Sense.
Yes. Yes, two distinctive characters. I still only see. Not that I don't like Mark Wahlberg, but I will only watch him in Ted. I mean, I have to see a Mark Wahlberg movie over and over again. It will be Ted.
Okay, I can see that. There's some here and there. Four Brothers I enjoyed. It also just reminds me of the Rick and Morty joke. It's called Two Brothers. But yeah, there's some good ones every once in a while. But I just it's always the same every single time. And
I get it.
I want more nuanced guys. Like Brad Pitt always looks like Brad Pitt, but he always plays some weird asshole. And he's always kind of transforming himself into whatever he's doing. And we've seen The Rock do stuff like that.
Yeah.
I feel like I've seen Kevin Hart maybe at times do stuff like that. But yeah, I miss people actually getting to act and do stuff.
Yeah, all this green screen stuff.
Yeah, like there was an old early 2000s movie I saw randomly on Amazon, since we're not talking about sports anymore. It was a courtroom drama with Vin Diesel with hair.
What?
Hair. It was a really bad hairpiece. He was an Italian mob guy. And so he's just so charismatic, kind of dumb, but kind of awesome, super endearing. He's in the courtroom representing himself like an asshole. It was so good. And like, we never get to see cool shit like that anymore. And it makes me sad. You know, we don't get cool, weird movies anymore. We get regurgitated. We're pretty sure people are going to like this kind of movies.
Like the Garfield movie.
I didn't see it, but sure. Yeah.
Oh, it's coming out soon.
Wait, there's another one?
It's animated, yeah.
Is it Bill Murray? Because I'll be upset.
No, it's not Bill Murray. It is.
Nope. It might be somebody awesome, but I don't care.
It's Star-Lord.
That sounds awful. I like Chris Pratt, but no.
Thank you, Chris Pratt. I was like, I can see his face.
He was good as Mario. I don't want to see Chris Pratt voice every cartoon like mascot character person. Like,
yeah.
No.
I mean, it doesn't sound bad from the previews, and I'm probably still going to see it because it's Garfield.
I might watch it if it comes out at some point. Or if my buddy Nick wants to go to the theater to get a sweet popcorn bucket, I'll go.
I got don't worry. Next Thursday and Friday, my dance card's full with Ghostbusters.
Oh, nice.
Like 5 different movie theaters, probably.
Hell yeah. I saw the one for Dune. It has like, I don't know what theater it was, but it's like a sandworm. Like you reach into the sandworm mouth, and it's got like silicone little tendrils that you reach through to pick out some popcorn. And everyone said it felt really disturbing and awful. And it's like, it feels like it's alive, and it was like really unsettling. And I'm like, I want that more than anything else.
Right?
Oh, can I get that for a different movie? I want to see Dune. It looks awesome. But like, I'll take that for anything. I don't care. I don't even need to see Dune. I just want that bucket.
I started watching the first one because I didn't see it. And one of the girls I worked with was talking about the sequel. And so I forgot about the one that's coming out. Yeah.
I just wanted to say the squeakquel.
Oh, I didn't hear it squeak. I heard
Chipmunks. Yeah.
But yeah. So I got to finish watching the first one because I accidentally fell asleep.
It's cool. It's not as weird and fun as the old 80s David Lynch one.
See, I didn't like the 80s one because it was just 80s.
Oh, exactly. But it's so weird and awesome. Like, give it another shot with just the 80s glasses. Like, put on the They Live shades and watch the old shitty Dune again, because it's got Sting in it.
I was gonna say, doesn't it have Sting in it?
Yeah, he's like an off villain. Half of the voiceovers are like really awkward whispering. It's quite
I'll think about it.
It's an experience. It's not something that's actually a great movie. It's David Lynch. That guy makes the weirdest shit. He made like an avant-garde 5-minute short of a police interrogation, and it was actually him acting in it, and he's like smoking a cigarette. It's black and white, and it's all cool. And then finally, at the very end, the camera pans around to the person getting interrogated, and it's a monkey.
What?
And he's just sitting in the chair. I think it's like a chimp, specifically. Yeah, it was awesome, weird, great. Anyway.
All right. Well, let's get back on the rails now.
Yeah, if you ever want to know how far on a tangent Nick and I can go off when we mention The Rock, that's how far, folks.
All right. So the Avs are creeping their way up the standings as well. Although sadly, now they have to do it without LOC.
Yeah.
That one's going to hurt a little bit. But I mean, as far as the new guys coming in, that's been a benefit because, there was the first couple games you could tell it was a little bit of a feel around and who has what role and, what's my place now that I'm the new guy here. But it was more like the first game after the trade deadline in that first period. And then after that, they just took off.
Hell yeah. Well, yeah, Val has like what is it, just like 2 or 3 goals since coming back?
Yeah,
It's only been a few games. I know he had 2 game-winning goals within like 3 games in overtime for the Avs. Like Val Nichushkin has come back fucking determined, and it's been awesome. Like the choo-choo train is back on track, folks.
It's been amazing to see. I mean, they played in Edmonton tonight, 8:00. I mean, I think, and somebody else had said this on Altitude too. I just happened to be listening one day, and they had the same thought I did. This road trip could not have been timed any better for this Avalanche team, because you have no choice but to get out with the boys and get to know them and go have dinner, go do stuff, other than if they'd have been here for the last 4 games, practice home.
Yeah. Maybe one dinner.
Maybe a dinner. Get to know maybe a get together or something. But now you're on the road and you have no choice. Here's the hotel room. Here's your airplane. Here's your skate around. Let's go. And so you have no choice but to get together with the guys and find your place.
Yeah, for sure. And you're right. It is kind of nice because it forces camaraderie to an extent. And obviously if guys like really don't get along, it can cause problems. But I feel like it's similar to basketball where it's enough of a fraternity where once guys come in, they kind of all, they have the same goal. It's put puck in net.
Yeah.
Put ball in hoop. Yeah. Get touchdown. They always have that same. It feels like in football though, way more shit gets in between just scoring a touchdown. Other sports seem to get along a lot better. Maybe it's just because there's less guys on the teams, and football has.
I think there's less egos too.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say that. Basketball.
Well, okay. Well, in the NFL, those are.
In hockey they have the least egos of any sport. So that's a good point. I didn't think about that, but that forces guys to hang out, get to know each other a little bit more, get closer, talk shop, talk hockey, because they're in another city. That's what they're there to do. They don't have other stuff going on in those days because they're not at home. They're not doing shit. Maybe they're going to go out and, take a look at some little touristy thing after a game or before a game if it's a night game or some shit. But all you're doing is hockey on those road trips. So I think that's a sweet little kind of unforeseen, or maybe foreseen, but not within the control of the Avalanche. So it just kind of worked out very serendipitously.
Yeah, it was, like I said, it was perfect timing for them. You had the one game at home where everybody could show up, get settled at Ball Arena at least, and kind of get their, most of their stuff dropped off at home. But, you got a couple days before you take that flight up to, Vancouver that first day?
Sounds right. I know they did come back against the old Canucks.
No, it was the Flames, Calgary.
Oh, okay.
So he flew to Calgary first.
The Nazem Kadri game, yeah. That was the one I saw the picture of Kadri. He did an interview. He was rooting for McKinnon for one of the trophies.
He was rooting for McKinnon to ask them to have him come back.
Well, yeah. But I think didn't happen anyway. Once Nazem Kadri is somehow available, the Avalanche will go get him. I feel like that's unless his play completely drops off. I'm not sure how good Calgary is. If they need a player of his caliber, or if they'd be better off shipping him out, or if he's just one of their best players or whatever. But I think as soon as he's available, they will try to bring him back.
Calgary's 5th in the wild card. They're 66 points right now. Or I'm sorry, they're 69 points. That puts them 12 points back of the Predators.
Okay.
So that's no bueno.
No bueno. But the deadline's over anyway, so that'll be a next year thing or year after or whatever. But I wouldn't be surprised if in a couple of years, the Avalanche have Nazem Kadri and Sidney Crosby on the team. That's all I'm saying.
Here we go with the Sidney talk again. He's not going anywhere. He's staying in Pittsburgh. Die there.
No, I don't think I can almost guarantee that he will leave Pittsburgh next year. Off season, like him and McKinnon being such good friends. Those rumors were like really, they're not like close to true. I think they were true. He wanted to. There was just no actual trades being done by the organization because the organization isn't going to try to push him one way or the other. They're happy to have him around to,
Well, yeah,
sell,
that's where you get your money.
Yeah, to sell jerseys and to sell other bobbleheads
and tickets.
Yeah, you saw that one, right? That they had Jaromir Jagr night.
No.
Dude. So they had Jaromir Jagr night a couple nights ago, or this week or something, and they were gonna have Jagr bobbleheads with him doing his salute.
Okay.
The entire shipment of bobbleheads was stolen.
No.
The shipping container is the theory. Like it was stolen at the docks
Pirates took it?
in Los Angeles. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, dude. Fucking the Tom Hanks pirates, the Straw Hat pirates, whatever pirates associate with, the Jack Sparrow.
Wow.
Pirates. The Pittsburgh Pirates stole it from the Penguins.
That's funny. Wow.
All the Jaromir Jagr bobbleheads were stolen. And so those criminals are stupid. Like they
you can't sell those.
Those are custom bobbleheads.
Yeah.
Like, anyone that shows up with a Jaromir Jagr salute bobblehead has a connection to large amounts of organized theft. I mean, organized crime is a different animal.
Wow.
That's huge. Yeah, the entire shipment of Jaromir Jagr bobbleheads got stolen, which honestly is super awesome just because it's Jagr. Jagr's the shit. Like, I still hope that there's no way it would ever actually happen. But he does play for the team that he owns in Finland, I want to say where he's from. So I was like, man, I want him to just like suit up for one game with Pittsburgh, just play with Crosby again like they did, was it 20 years ago or some shit when they won the cup when he was young. And like that would just be so cool to get to see one more, because guys like why can't I think of his name? Is it maybe it's Bobby Orr?
Yeah.
He plays forever.
Yeah.
The name just sounds wrong. I don't know why. Because it's not. Yeah, I think it's Bobby Orr. Elbows. Because I've seen the movie. He played into his 50s.
Yeah.
And that's about how old Jagr is. And he played in the NHL too. And the NHL was a much younger league and not as kind of prestigious and kind of ridiculous as it is now, where it's like you would never put somebody out there like that just for clout. But like, man, I would have loved to have seen just one game. Just give me a Jagr goal. Oh man, I don't even like Jägermeister, but I'd take a shot for Jagr.
Oh yeah. I don't mind Jagr actually. It's not too bad.
I hate black licorice. So you put that into a liquor and no.
There's a different there's just like a slightly different taste though between Jaeger and black licorice.
Yeah, what does Jagr taste like?
I don't know. You got me all confused now with my Oz.
Like,
is it long A, short A, hollow A?
Yeah. Is it Iran? Is it Iran? I don't fucking know.
I don't know. It's something.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, we're getting to that time where the Broncos have maintained their promises so far.
Look at my wrist. It's about that time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they made one signing.
Cool.
Which was a former Saint defensive lineman.
I saw that.
Shock.
Yep.
And they've restructured more contracts than I think a mortgage company has.
Good. They needed to. They had a lot of bad contracts.
Yeah. So I'm not mad about it. And like I said, they're not coming out and saying it, but the actions are telling me what the future is. And the future is the Broncos are going to suck next year. Yep. Okay. And as soon as they sign Dobbs, then it solidifies that they're going to suck next year.
They're not going to. I think the worst part is that this is my nightmare. They're not going to sign anybody. They're stuck with Jarrett fucking Stidham.
And
that is the worst. I just wanted to watch somebody fun while we lose games.
Yeah, she just signed last night, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, that's not what I meant, though. I would have rather had Dobbs. Dobbs would be fun. I think he's still out there.
He is.
Yeah, ground control to Major Josh Dobbs. But yeah, dude, it's like unless they manage to somehow either pull off a miracle or take a flyer on one of those quarterbacks that I don't know if I can really fall in love with. Like, I know you're a big Bo Nix guy, but I didn't watch enough Bo Nix in college. And like outside of really just Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels, those are the only two guys that I really like. Drake May, I don't know a ton about. It seems like he's sliding in a lot of mock drafts.
Almost all of them were sliding though after the combine.
Yeah, which makes sense. The combine always affects the order one way or the other. And yeah, there was that one article that you or Collin sent to us about how the mock draft had us trading up to number 3 to get Drake May, trading Pat Surtain, and I hate that. That feels like.
Well, you still have to have your young corner pieces, and I
extent,
appreciate that you could probably get some good draft capital for him, but right now everybody knows how desperate you are, so everybody's going to lowball you.
Yeah, 100%.
They know you want out of the basement. They want you want out of this middle of the road purgatory that the Broncos have been in.
Yeah, trying to move up anywhere closer than 12.
And I don't think any of those teams are going to throw you that are picking 1 through 9 are going to offer you a first-round draft pick for PS2. Not that PS2 is not worth it, but they just know where you stand.
Yeah, PS2 is used as a trade-up piece because that's just those picks are too valuable.
Yeah.
The best player in the league at that position will get you moved up to that spot. It depends on the position too, of course. If you give somebody the best quarterback in the NFL, yeah, you're going to get the number 1 overall pick for that shit. It just sucks that corner, because you need 3 of them. So one guy being great, it doesn't affect the defense as much as it used to because you're not going to really have him shadowing the number 1 receiver. Teams can spread it around so much too that and PS2 doesn't shadow. He stays where he's at, and he just locks down that area, which I'm totally cool with. Richard Sherman, one of the best corners ever. That's what he did.
I though.
I
still hate that guy.
Well, as a person, sure, but as a player, he was great.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. Darrelle Revis Island. He plays in one spot, and he's going to lock that down, Yeah. Obviously, Sherman was known more for that, only playing on the left side thing. But, yeah, I don't like that idea because I don't think Drake May is worth it. The only quarterbacks I think are worth it are Williams and Jaden Daniels, and they're not going to be there. And I still don't love doing that, trading away your best player, the best player at his position in the league, like for a guy that you haven't seen before. Granted, it's quarterback. You need a quarterback. You need to move up and take somebody. But you also have to have the guy identified. That's the thing the Broncos never did forever. Elway never had a guy identified that he wanted. He just took Paxton Lynch because he was there. He didn't have him scouted that well. He should have fucking traded back or taken somebody else.
Yeah.
And then when he did have the quarterback scouted, he was too scared. He was too gun shy because Paxton Lynch. So he took Bradley Chubb. And, now we turned Bradley Chubb into everyone's favorite head coach, Sean Payton.
Well, and
because we traded him for that first round pick that became Sean. So yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, you have to add to it too that you need a young guy to lead your defense too. You can't keep throwing these other guys out there. And yeah, there's some guys out there. You lost Josie Jewell this week. To go to Carolina, that's
fine.
That's a step backwards. So you have Singleton back there.
The Broncos weren't. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was, that was strictly financial. But you have Singleton back there and you have PS2 back there. They're really going to be, I'm not going to trust that defense to PJ Locke. There's no way.
Yeah.
He showed flashes last year, but I'm not gonna trust him to lead. I'd rather PS2 or Singleton be the ones that are gonna lead that defense next year. They're young enough,
yeah, for sure.
You get enough time with them that you can get rid of this losing mentality.
Well, next year, because if we can't get a quarterback this year, we kind of need the losing mentality in order to get a quarterback next year.
Yeah.
But that it just you could maybe convince me of Penix because at least he did it in a playoff scenario. Obviously, it's a college playoff scenario, so it's very different. The injury stuff is just what bothers me. But then again, who knows, man? You know, Bo Nix could just be the late round guy that just not late round, but you know, later in the first round guy that just kicks ass. You know, I don't know. He doesn't seem like he really has it all upstairs, you know, like, and maybe he can just learn and kind of get better at that and mature as a person, because not everybody is as smart as they're going to be when they're in college.
Not the average bear.
Ooh, but boo-boo. But you know, maybe he'll kind of figure some stuff out, but there is a limit to how much you can teach somebody. Like some people just don't get it.
Yeah.
And they never will. And obviously, who knows? Maybe Bo Nix gets it, maybe he doesn't. He just strikes me as one of those guys that's never totally going to get it. Which I guess if Sean Payton can just get him to turn his brain off and just make throws and reads, that could work. You know? It's blissful ignorance. I don't care.
Yeah.
Nobody thinks Phil Simms is smart. Look at him. He's got how many Super Bowls? At least one. I think 2. So yeah, there's I feel like there's not a great solution here. Like
Simms
in the past, it's been, yeah, sure, we'll move some picks, we'll trade some guys, whatever, and move up. But now it's like our only real valuable trade piece is PS2, and I don't want to trade that.
No,
I want to build a team, like, unless I'm getting a bona fide, like if we're getting Justin Herbert, sure. If we're getting, like, because nobody of that caliber isn't going to be available for teams. Like, you know, Herbert, I think, is the closest because he hasn't said anything yet, but like he just lost his entire team. Like Keenan Allen gone, Mike Williams gone, Austin Eckler gone. Their new offensive coordinator, fucking Greg Roman.
Is it really?
You didn't know that, dude?
No.
They hired Greg Roman. I posted it in our chat of them asking him the question, what is your plan for Justin Herbert? And his quote was, run the ball.
Oh, that's right. I do remember reading that now.
Dude, Justin Herbert is going to leave the Chargers. I think that is a foregone conclusion. They don't have fans. Like, every game is a fucking away game. Jim Harbaugh is a nightmare coach to play for. I think this is about to blow open their fucking faces. Although if he demands a trade or something, they can maybe bring in JJ McCarthy. I want them to take JJ with like a second or third round pick. I would laugh my ass off because that shows they're pushing out Herbert slowly but surely. But
I wouldn't be surprised.
And I'm speculating. I don't know, but that's like the only even like glimmer of a possibility of a team moving on from a franchise level quarterback. Like Josh Allen's not going anywhere. Obviously Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. The only guys that could are just old. Like Stafford might try to go play a few more years somewhere else, but I think McVay loves him and he'll just keep him around.
Yeah,
you know, Aaron Rodgers is on his last team. Russell Wilson sucks.
I don't know. The Steelers are getting him some pieces. We'll see.
I don't care.
It's not a division either.
Yeah, and who's their offensive coordinator? Like they fired the moron
last year,
who was the worst. But like, Russell Wilson needs an offensive coordinator that can force him to only do the things that he's good at because he can't admit to himself that he's not good at anything else.
Yeah.
So if they bring in anybody that's like, yeah, I want to have a high flight, like they should have signed Greg Roman. Oh no, that's right. They have Arthur Smith. They did sign Greg Roman.
Oh God.
Their OC is Arthur Smith. So yeah, they just brought in Russell Wilson for $1 million to not throw the ball. They're just going to run it all the time.
Run it, yeah.
Yeah. So they're going to win despite Russell Wilson, which is the way you do it.
But, you know, you look at the Broncos last year, when they won games, what did they do? They ran the ball.
That's the only way to win with Russell Wilson is hide him, camouflage him. Don't let him do really anything because he'll probably fuck it up. All you want is those desperation lobs.
Chuck once
but
in
they
a while.
lost Deontay Johnson. Like, is what is it? Pickens? Is George Pickens going to be that good of a jump ball guy as Courtland Sutton? No. He's probably a better receiver in general because he's faster. He probably runs tighter routes because he's faster. But he's not going to have that jump ball ability in those hands that Courtland Sutton has. So it'll be a different style. And if there's anything we learned about Russell Wilson, he does not do well changing styles.
I don't know. I mean, you know, good route runners do, get can do something, I guess.
Yeah, but you have to be able to
Jerry
see
Jeudy.
over the line. You have to have timing and footwork to get it to those guys. But we'll see.
There were a couple times that Jerry Jeudy ran really good routes, and that ball was right there, and then it wasn't.
You're cutting out real bad. I didn't actually hear the beginning of that sentence.
I said, you can run really pretty routes. Ask Jerry Jeudy. It's just a matter of holding on to the football. Once it hits your hands, and it's there.
Yeah.
But then,
yes,
footsteps and drop the football because that's scary.
And I don't want to get hit. I'm a receiver. I'm not supposed to get touched.
Yeah, I'm not wearing a whole lot of pads.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, come on. I'm trying to do the Ed McCaffrey thing, except I'm also not tough.
Just horse collar me,
or as good. Yeah. It's a Broncos tradition, right? That's what they told me in the locker room. Was I hazed?
No, not at all. I'm sure they'll be more than happy to do that to you again.
Everything's fine. But yeah, the Steelers, they're going to have the same problems this year that they did last year. It's just going to be manifesting in slightly different ways. Yeah. The offense will still not be able to move, but now it won't be because the offensive coordinator is horrible and refuses to change things up. Like he would call a run on first down. Like, I don't remember the number, but it was almost every time. So that they led the league in second and long or yards to go on second down.
Yeah.
And so then every second down they had to throw it because they're backed up so far. And it was just everything he did was the worst. Canada. I now remember his name, Matt Canada. But yeah, so this year it's going to be they're going to run the ball maybe more effectively, but still to a fault. And then they won't be able to convert third downs because on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, they're still just going to run it because that's what the Falcons always did. Like, it's 3rd and 7. Here's a draw to Tyler Algier.
Oh, and Phil Simms has 2 Super Bowls, by the way.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
I looked it up and I totally spaced it out.
No, you're fine. Like, oh, hey, that's right, Phil Simms.
Yeah, Phil Simms. I forgot about that. We were talking about that guy. Speaking of,
we all forgot about Phil Simms.
I don't know. Like I said, the plan is starting to kind of make itself come together. I get it. There's that tight end out there that everybody keeps tying to the Broncos too. Can't remember, his name starts with a B. Why am I forgetting it?
Sorry. Belichick.
No. What the hell is that kid's name?
I was reading a text from work. What are you talking about?
The tight end that the Broncos are looking at. That's
Bowers. Brock
Thank
Bowers.
You, Bowers. Yes.
There's no way. It's no.
See, they're saying that's what the Broncos are gonna, for lack of a better phrase, end up with.
No,
if they don't,
he's gonna go top 5, top 7 at worst. Brock Bowers is fantastic. Dude is he was the best player on the best team in the country 2 years ago in Georgia. Like, Brock Bowers, he's the reason that offense ran. That guy will be gone before. If he's there at 12, that's a guy that you consider against whatever quarterbacks are there.
Yeah.
Like, can you guarantee that Bo Nix, Michael Penix, please not JJ McCarthy, maybe Drake May, is going to be better than what we've seen this guy already do? And we've seen some of these guys fall off. David Njoku took like 7 years to get good in the NFL, but he did. OJ Howard never did. And they were drafted in the same year. Howard got drafted first. He's out of the league. TJ Hawkinson, amazing. Noah Fant, solid, but
he's
not
a dude. He's a dude.
He's a good dude.
He's a dude.
He seems like a pretty good dude.
Yeah, he's a dude. He's not a player, but he's a dude. He feels.
Yeah, like Kyle Pitts was the one that production dropped off, but that's more coaching than anything else. That's, like I said, Arthur Smith. Every 3rd and long, we're just going to run it with Tyler Algier. Didn't you draft Bijan Robinson? Yeah, but I like Tyler Algier. But then why'd you draft Bijan Robinson?
What's Bijan doing?
Yeah, draft a lineman, draft a quarterback. You had Cordarrelle Patterson and Tyler Algier, fantastic running backs. You did not need a running back.
No.
Like, or trade one of those guys because you got beat. That's why Arthur Smith doesn't have a job. It makes me sad because he had best mustache in coaching. Sorry, Mike Vrabel. Arthur Smith had you beat. That's how it goes. Vrabel's a better dude, better coach.
How surprised are we Vrabel got a job that quick?
Yeah, Smith had the mustache, And they coached together. You could argue that Smith stole it from Vrabel and did it better.
Yeah.
Or Vrabel stole it from Smith and didn't do it as good. I don't know who had it first. Smith shaved it, and I was sad.
I think it was Smith that had it first.
Yeah, I think so. But he did shave it, and I was sad about it. It was a sweet stash. I wanted to be a playoff stash, but they had no chance. But yeah, Brock Bowers, I don't think is going to be there. I think he's too good. I think he's too much of a unicorn at that position too. Like the stat that someone said while I was listening to some radio show, we'll say it was the fan. The top 4 teams: Lions, Niners, Chiefs. Who did the Chiefs play in the championship?
Buffalo.
Ravens.
Oh, Ravens. That's right.
That's like the top 4 tight ends in the NFL. Like Travis Kelce, Mark Andrews, George Kittle, Sam Laporta, rookie sensation.
And now
all of those teams had amazing.
The Ravens added a legit running back now.
They're horrifyingly good.
That's going to be a scary team next year.
Yeah, thank God we're not trying to win.
Right?
We don't have to try against those guys.
Good God. Just imagine Laporta, Henry, and...
No, Andrews.
Or Andrews, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good. Tight ends.
My brain got stuck. Just that, can you imagine that RPO?
It's
the RPO alone.
And Zay Flowers with another year in the NFL getting potentially really fucking good, not just like a pretty damn good. Also, the horrifying one for me that just happened, the Kansas City Chiefs signing Marquise Hollywood Brown.
Yep. Yeah, that's what he needed, another weapon.
Dude, I hate that so much. That's a number 1 receiver for he was so good with the Ravens and Lamar Jackson in his rookie year, and I want to say second year also.
Yeah.
He saved my first fantasy season in our league. He was the only receiver I had doing anything when I took Christian McCaffrey with my COVID vaccine draft, where I just could not think. Yeah, dude, Hollywood Brown to Kansas, that's the signing that we thought Juju Smith-Schuster was going to be a couple years ago. This is horrifying. This is not Tyreek Hill or anything like that, but this is a guy that can play that style very well, and that scares the shit out of me. When I saw Deontay Johnson was getting traded, I was like, please not Kansas City. And then, they just picked up Hollywood Brown anyway. Yeah. So,
well, you got your wish. At least he didn't go to Kansas City.
Hollywood did. Hollywood's probably better. Deontay Johnson. Yeah, Johnson's coming off an injury, so it's hard to say. But yeah, man, it's gonna be a rough season. It's not over yet. We still have the draft to give us something to hope for. Because if they can figure it out, and if say they do fall in love with one of these quarterbacks, Penix or Bo Nix or fucking JJ McCarthy, whatever, and it works, the guy looks good, you have accelerated your rebuild by an extra year. Yeah. Because this year is a wash. They don't have any money. They can't sign anybody. They don't have the team. Nobody is on the team from the 2020 draft.
No.
Not a single fucking player. That's horrifyingly bad. And people wonder why we talk shit about John Elway as a GM all the time. And it's we love him as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And thanks for bringing in Peyton Manning. But
and this was actually a good draft. Drew Lock, Noah Fant. There was good, Josie Jewell, good players, but they had to trade away Noah Fant and Drew Lock because they were up too valuable. Not really.
Yeah.
But and then the other guys, none of the lower guys panned out, and it's horrifying. But if they could find one of those guys that just works out even a little bit, that is huge for this team if they could start the rebuild now and maybe actually try to win next year, as opposed to getting the quarterback next year and then best case scenario, you're the CJ Stroud Texans and you win a playoff game.
Yeah,
Oh, you're frozen, buddy.
No, I was stuck I was reading a text. Am I reading a text?
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I was reading a text. And
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It's gonna be a long year. I want to see what this quarterback thing pans out because Tannehill and Dobbs are still out there. I don't know. I mean, your boy Gardner.
We don't have the roster for that. A couple years ago, with the Teddy Bridgewater roster or one of the Drew Lock rosters, yeah, I'd be salivating over a guy like Ryan Tannehill that could just be solid and use his legs to get some first downs and shit like that. Like, hell yeah, that sounds great. We're not that team anymore. We can't afford to go for guys like that. We need the full on. We need to, suck for luck. We need to tank for Trevor. We need to, hit the floor for Shadur.
Yeah.
Yeah, that we'll find a better rhyme. No, we won't.
I don't know.
We're gonna find worse rhymes every time.
I'm sure at some point somebody will come up with something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about where we are. So thank you everybody for tuning in today. Yep. The 2/3 of us were able to make it. Lazy Collin has to work. Ooh, I have a job. Look at me. I have to pay bills. I have no internet. Yeah.
No, I don't have an internet connection.
Yeah. My internet went rogue. Thanks to Michael Spillin and everybody over at E5280sports.com for having us and hosting us. Thank you to our sponsor, Pikes Peak Sports Cards. And make sure you tune in to E5280sports.com for other great shows as well. The Wheelhouse, Between the Lines, Gridiron Intel, a whole bunch more. And as the summer progresses, I'm sure you'll get more choices from that website. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Stick to our socials for any of our other shows, or if you miss one, just go back and watch.
Yeah, check it out. It'll be great. We'll probably have the whole crew next weekend, or maybe Nick and I are going to bow out and it'll be Collin and somebody else. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a guest. I don't know.
We'll have to see. Stay tuned for anything else. Again, I'm Nick Archuleta for Joe Goodwin. This has been Undrafted Uncensored. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. And until next time, we see you later.
What could possibly go wrong?